So does that justify everything that you do?
Excuse me, let me tell you something. What do you think they were doing it for? Because they were trying to save us from poverty? No, they did it because they needed us. It's honor and family and loyalty. And some of us wanted a piece of the action. Now, we weren't educated like the Americans, but we had the balls to take what we wanted.
Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome back to a Sunday edition. That's right. I told you March Madness is going to shake this schedule up for me. So I'm coming at you early this week. Better than never. And I'm sounding a lot better. I'm clearing up from the laryngitis. I can actually scream if I want, but that was a rough 2 weeks. I don't want to go through that shit again. But what's up, everybody? Welcome to this special Sunday edition. It is Sunday, March 8th, 2026. I am the host of DTTP himself, Marcus. Find me on X. I updated the X handle. Now you can find me at _OTC. Mark spelt like my name, M-A-R-C. But the show's still the same. You can find it on X at On The Geaux _TXLA. Same on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Drive to the Top Productions, same place, same hosts. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, you know where to find them. Tonight, this show's presented by POGGERS, the official vitamin supplement of On The Geaux, and by Rogue Energy, the official gaming drink of On The Geaux. There's a little icon right there. I forgot to click that. But pick your poison. You know what to do. There's the promo code right there. OTG to get 10% off, whether you go to rogueenergy.com or download the app on any mobile device or go to poggers.shop. Whichever you choose, there's your promo code OTG. I will help you get 10% off on your order. Now, I'm going to do a show today, but then after that, I'll be back on next Sunday. I can guarantee you. No show this Wednesday. No show this week of weeknights. I'm pulling a duty tonight on Sunday to reveal these brackets for conference tournament play. And once the official bracketology takes place, I will be back on next Sunday. So that will be March 15th, probably right around this time. I have a few guys from Drive to the Top Productions coming on. We're going to do our bracket. We're going to fill our brackets together. We're going to predict the first round. That's permanently going to happen. And then we'll just go down the bracket and see who we believe is going to win what. It's going to be a fun time. I already got one on cue coming next Sunday. I'm waiting for everybody else to see what they want to do. But I got a nice little show for y'all today. I don't think it's going to be too long of a show. So we're going to get this ball rolling. I'm about to take y'all to H-Town right about now. So y'all ready? Let's kick this off in the H. Let's go. Welcome to the land where it just don't stop. Trunks pop, top drops, and the front end hop. Before I talk Houston Cougars, because I would have just hit the damn cue right there to play the red alert, but didn't. So I thought I'd give you a quick update. I found out why. I will call it Dynamo Talk, but Houston Dynamo had no matchup this weekend. They were supposed to play at New England against the Revolution. Turns out it's been postponed for the last week or 2 weeks because the grass at Gillette Stadium or wherever the Revolution play their matchups, it's like damaged from all the wintry snow weather they had up in the Northeast. Turns out, yeah, while it's mild down here in the South, like it's 72 degrees right now. We've been getting temperatures in the upper 70s, lower 80s. It's like pre-summer before spring hits us in a week. No, it's still freezing cold up in the Northeast, especially around New England. And the field's getting redone, and they postponed the Dynamo Revolution matchup. Still haven't announced a later date, but that's why they did not have a matchup this past weekend. Kind of, you could say, a little tune-up break before they can get ready for I know they got the Portland Timbers next on March 14th, but they'll be back at home for that. So once I know an update on when they will play the actual matchup in New England, I will keep y'all posted and give y'all a recap of that once it happens. But speaking of H-Town, let's talk about how USA's been kicking ass in the World Baseball Classic. I decided after last week's recap, I'm not recapping the entire damn tournament. It's just too much shit. I'm just going to focus on USA. I know right now they're undefeated. They're 2-0. They won their first game 15-5 against Brazil on Friday. And I just want to see if they got any statistics on this. 10 hits, 1 home run, 15 total bases, 13 runners left. I need a little bit of more than that. Here we go. In 9 innings, the United States pitching crew allowed 6 hits, 5 runs, 5 errors, 1 base on balls, 16 strikeouts. They struck out 16 players, and they've allowed 3 home runs. Wow, let's see what the hitting crew had. Hitting crew with 36 different batters at bat, 36 at bat, 15 runs, 10 hits, 13 RBIs, 1 home run, 17 base on balls, and only 2 strikeouts against Brazil. Not bad numbers. Now, Saturday, man, I wish I'd have been there. They took on Great Britain, put a belt to ass on Great Britain, beat them 9-1. Man, I regret not being there for this. Let's see what the numbers are for here. I didn't feel like typing shit up. I figured it wouldn't take long if I just go ahead and say it. All right, for the hitting team with 34 at bat, 9 runs, 12 hits, 8 RBIs, 1 home run, 7 base on balls, and 6 strikeouts. While the pitching crew for US in 9 innings, they've only allowed 3 hits, 1 run, 1 error, and struck out 17 and only allowed 1 home run. And it was so good to see Alex Bregman back at Daikin Park. We miss him. Just in that game, he had 1 run, 1 hit, and 2 RBIs against Great Britain. I know the only home run in the game was from Schwarber. Boy, he hit it out. Ooh, he hit it out the damn park. Judge only had 1 hit, 1 RBI, and he was struck out 1 time. Bryce Harper had 1 run, 1 hit, and he also struck out. It was Schwarber that was the player of the game in that one. Let's see what's next for USA. I know they got Mexico. They're going to play tomorrow night at 7 p.m., and it will be live on Fox at Daikin Park in Houston. Boom, baby. And then they will play Italy Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on FS1 at Daikin Park. The quarterfinals won't be until Friday the 13th and Saturday, March 14th. If USA can advance to the quarterfinals, I got my fingers crossed and I'm going to set a prayer. Please let them play in Houston again if they move to the quarters. Don't send them to Miami. Don't send them to San Juan. Don't send them to Tokyo. Please, if they advance in the quarterfinals, please let USA play in Daikin again. And I promise, I guarantee, I will be there Saturday, whoever they end up playing. And Saturday's game, if it's going to be a 2:00 afternoon game, but hey, better than nothing. Because looking at the time frames of those, the Houston quarterfinal game will be Saturday at 2 p.m., while the 8 p.m. quarterfinal game in Miami is at 8:00 at night, Central. So if you let USA play their quarterfinal in H-Town, I promise I will be there. I should have went yesterday, but we had bad weather. I was being lazy. I didn't want to get out the house. I had a lot of shit to watch on TV. I was watching college hoops, college baseball, wrestling, UFC. I'm stuck on WWE 2K26. I'm still stuck on Pokemon Leaf Green. I had a fulfilled Saturday of being lazy and watching a lot of sports and caught up on Ted Season 2 and playing my Switch, playing my Xbox, Classic Country Saturday night, and drinking a few Michelobs, baby. I had a good little relaxing Saturday with all the rain we had at the end of the night. But please, I've said a prayer. If they could play, if they advance, please keep them in H-Town and I'll come. Speaking of H-Town, let's talk about the Houston Cougars now. What's next for them? So sound the alarm because this is the Red Alert.
Go Cougs, this a Red Alert.
COUGA. Who it's all about? It's all about the Cougars. It's all about the Cougars.
This is the Red Alert where I'm talking Houston Cougar basketball, and now the time for talk is over. It is officially here. The Phillips 66 Big 12 Championship Tournament is here. Let's go for a three-peat because we handled our business on Saturday. They went on the road, finished their final regular season game, beating Oklahoma State 82-75. The Houston Cougars, if the rankings don't change, they're still the number 17 in the country. They finished their regular season with an overall record of 26-5, with a Big 12 conference record of 14-4. They'll be the runner-ups in the conference regular season. The conference went to Arizona. They won the regular season. But now, fun's about to begin. Taking a trip to Kansas City to go play in this tournament. And I actually have the bracket right here. Let's go ahead and review this. If it looks a little blurry, I have a copy I'm going to read right here. But it all starts on Tuesday, March 10th. That's another reason why I went live. I didn't want to come live on a Wednesday and have to do a recap and then see so forth. The next time I talk about this will be Sunday when we do our brackets. I'll recap the tournament and see who won it and whatnot. It all begins Tuesday, March 10th. Starting, we'll go from the top. Baylor versus Arizona State at 11:30, followed by Utah and Cincinnati at 2, Kansas State and BYU at 6, and wrap it up night 1, Oklahoma State and Colorado at 8:30. Now, teams with first-round byes, 5 through 8 got first-round byes. 1 through 4 got first and second-round byes. So the 5th seed will go to Iowa State. They will play the winner of Baylor and Arizona State Wednesday morning at 11:30. UCF gets the 8th seed. They'll they'll play the winner of Utah and Cincinnati Wednesday afternoon at 2 p.m. Then we got West Virginia at number 7. They will play the winner of Kansas State and BYU Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. And to wrap up night 2, TCU got the 6th seed. They will play the winner of Oklahoma State and Colorado Wednesday night at 8:30. Now, Thursday is where it starts getting a shake up. Look at them top 4 right there. You got Texas Tech at the number 4 seed, waiting for whoever it's going to be, Baylor, Arizona State, or Iowa State. There'll be a Thursday morning game at 11:30 a.m. Then you got the number 1 and regular season conference champs, Arizona, the number 1 seed. They'll get either Utah, Cincinnati, or UCF Thursday afternoon at 2 p.m. And at the perfect time, right when I clock out and head home, the number 2 seed and the defending back-to-back tournament champs, Houston Cougars, they wait for either Kansas State, BYU, or West Virginia Thursday evening at 6 p.m. 3 teams they've had no problem beating in the regular season. They could do it again. And then to wrap up Thursday night, the number 3 seed goes to the Jayhawks of Kansas. They're going to wait for Oklahoma State, Colorado, or TCU Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Central. With both semifinal games being Friday the 13th, first semifinal game will be at 6 p.m. on the top side of the bracket. The bottom side will follow at 8:30 p.m. And then you have the finals that's going to happen Saturday, March 14th, 5 p.m. Central. We will crown a Big 12 conference champion. Now, I said I was going to do some predictions on here. This will kind of be the first. I'm going to ride with H-Town, but if they play Arizona in the finals, it's not going to be easy. But I think they could pull it off. It's in a neutral site. Yeah, they were the only team to beat the Cougars at Fertitta this season. 4 of their 5 losses were on the road. 1 at a neutral site. Then they've lost at Texas Tech, at Iowa State, and at Kansas. But goddamn, spilled my drink. There you have it. There, I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be 1 versus 2. If by some shock Arizona gets upset in the semifinals, I feel like if there's any team on the top side that could upset Arizona, possibly could be Texas Tech. I'd like to see Texas Tech and Houston in the finals. That'd be a better chance for Houston to win it all. But I feel like it's going to be Arizona and Houston, and I'm riding with the Cougars for a 3-peat. So let's go, baby. Cougars winning that tournament once again. And I'm going to wrap up the H-Town talk. Well, by the way, that's what this was for. I didn't even post this, but it had gotten away. Well, let's wrap up the H-Town talk. I'm going to try and be as quick as I can. So I'm going to turn this camera off while I go grab a paper towel and wipe this tray off. But while I do that, I'm going to get this video intro going, get the lighters out, because I'm here to talk Houston Rockets basketball, and it's time to light the fuse. Be right back while the video's playing.
Light it up, light it up, light it up, light the fuse, light it up, light it up,
Taking off like a rocket.
light it up, light it up, light it up, light the fuse, light it up, light it up, light it
Taking
up,
off like a rocket.
I'm telling you, while I was playing, I sprinted out of the steps to clean my mess up. That's the longest 13. That's the quickest 13 seconds I've ever ran. Right there to get some paper towels. But this is Light the Fuse, where I'm talking Houston Rockets basketball. And I haven't really been keeping up watching the NBA lately since after All-Star break. I have watched a couple games or two. I know the Rockets are playing the Spurs right now, which I need to check that out. They're on NBC right now. I know they're trailing by 2, 38-36. Let's see what they have so far since last show. Well, they had 2 games last show. They dropped one in overtime to the Golden State Warriors, and then they won Friday night against the Trailblazers, 106-99. Let's recap that loss against Golden State. Some leaders in that game. Reed Shepherd led in that game with 30 points, with Jabari Smith Jr. leading in rebounds with 11, and Şengün led in assists with 7 assists and 5 turnovers. Let's see how KD looked against his former team. KD had 23 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 turnovers. Tyree Eason, 9 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Şengün had 17 points. Amin Thompson, 18 points, with 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 turnover. Reed Shepherd had, with his 30 points, he had 3 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 turnovers against Golden State. But their win over the Trailblazers, Şengün led in that game with 28 points. KD led in rebounds with 8, and Amin Thompson led in assists with 7 and a turnover. KD also had 20 points in that game with 5 assists and 8 turnovers. Şengün also had 6 rebounds and 2 assists and 6 turnovers. Amin Thompson, 26 points with 7 rebounds and a turnover. Reed Shepherd, 17 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists. As of right now, while playing San Antonio, the Houston Rockets are 39-23 right now. 3rd overall in the Western Conference. While in the league, they're 6th overall. And in their division, they're runner-up, still 2nd place right behind the San Antonio Spurs. Current leaders right now, let's see if anything changed. KD still leading in points this season, averaging 26.1 loss per game. Şengün still leading in rebounds, assists, and blocks. 9.1 rebounds per game, 6.2 assists per game, and 1.1 block per game. And Amin Thompson is leading in steals this season so far, averaging 1.5 steals per game. What's up, Doe? What's going on? Is that kneecap biting with Motor City? What's going on? I see it, man. Come on, dude. Look at the chat. I'm multitasking, buddy. I'm just a one-man crew tonight. But I got the comments popped up, so I'm going to hear a ding in my ear next time you leave a comment. And then I can pop it in for you. All right, what's next for the Rockets? After this Spurs game, Tuesday night, they host the Raptors. Wednesday, they go to Denver to play the Nuggets. It'll be a 9 o'clock game on ESPN. Friday the 13th, they host the Pelicans. And then after that, after my next show, then they won't have nothing. Oh, it's Jeremy. Okay, now I see the logo. See, I didn't know your YouTube handle. Usually I get you in my comments through X. But kneecapping. Okay. Y'all go check out all the Detroit Lion fans. Go check this guy out. This guy is the mastermind of your Detroit Lions. And probably anything else Motor City, from Detroit Red Wings, Detroit Pistons, Detroit Tigers, Michigan Wolverines. Go to Jeremy. But he's your number one source if you want to talk anything Detroit Lions. I'm your number one source to talk anything cross I-10 from H-Town to New Orleans. And we're going to go ahead and take it to my neck of the woods and recap some college baseball around my area. And we'll talk what's next for McNeese basketball. Kind of a little repeat of what I said last show, but let's go ahead and take it to the 337. All right. Now we're in the 337. Oh, wait, Jeremy commented. He said, I saw that. They say swept Michigan State in basketball. Yep, go blue. Fuck Ohio State. Which I got them as a favorite to win the Big Ten tournament. I don't know if they're going in the number 1 or number 2 seed, but I do have Michigan as a favorite to win the Big Ten tournament in basketball. But speaking of that, I'm not going to play the intro or nothing. I'm kind of just going to – there's nothing left to talk about for McNeese except now I got the Southland Conference tournament schedule. I think I reviewed it last time. I know I reviewed the women's for sure. But if you missed it last week, I got them here again. I know the women's tournament is underway. Here is the women's Southland Conference bracket tournament presented by Air Force Reserve. The court looks amazing. I should have posted a picture of it. He said, fuck Ohio State. We're number 1. We won the regular season. Yeah, won the regular season, and they're going to win the tournament too. All right, so Southland tournament. This is the women's bracket. I said McNeese won the regular season conference. They're on the verge of winning the tournament as well. If this happens, it'll be the first time since 2000. I want to say 2011 they've won both. But their last conference title was 2013, but they didn't win both. So I know some games started earlier. We had East Texas A&M and Northwestern State. I want to say, I'm going to pull it up. And then on the other side, we had Nichols and Incarnate Word play earlier. Well, look at this. Oh, this is tomorrow. Oh, no. I think the boys started today. So I looked at the dates wrong. So that's what you got tomorrow. Again, East Texas A&M, Northwestern State. Winner plays Rio Grande Valley Tuesday morning. Winner of Nichols and Incarnate Word will play Stephen F. Austin tomorrow afternoon. Then Tuesday afternoon. Shit. When Wednesday come, McNeese will be waiting for the winner of either the Lions, the Demons, or the Vaqueros. They'll play them Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. Same goes with Lamar. They'll be waiting for either the Colonels, the Cardinals, or the Lumberjacks. And they'll play them in the second half of Wednesday. They'll play the championship game Thursday, March 12th at 4 p.m. Central, and it will be live on ESPNU. I think we're going to get a battle of the border for the conference title. I'm going with our Cowgirls to make history and win both for the first time since 2011. Here is the men's bracket. now this is where there were some games that were today. It was the men's tournament that actually already started. And that's another reason why. Well, see, I got mixed up too. I thought the semifinals were supposed to be Wednesday. No, the title game's Wednesday. So Tuesday night, I will be at the McNeese matchup. We'll talk about there. I know Houston Christian, New Orleans. The Privateers got the win over the Huskies. They beat them 73-60. So they'll play the Islanders tomorrow afternoon at 5 p.m. While Northwestern State Nichols tipped off about 10, 15 minutes ago. The winner of that one will play UT Rio Grande Valley tomorrow night at 7 p.m. But come Tuesday, March 10th, Stephen F. Austin will be waiting on either the Privateers or the Islanders. They'll start it off at 6 p.m. But the Pokes is closing out semifinals on Tuesday on ESPN Plus. Man, how the fuck they don't put that game on national television? I'm just realizing that. The fact you're going to put Stephen F. Austin on national TV, but not the team hosting it? Let me double that. That's how we feel about that. But yeah, McNeese will either be waiting on the Demons, the Colonels, or the Vaqueros, and I'll be there. I'll be sitting there. I paid that $42. Becoming the source of all NFL, right about the Lions, Jags, and Bucks. Okay. But yeah, of course I'm going to pick McNeese. I think it's going to come down to McNeese and Stephen F. Austin. Stephen F. Austin's a dangerous team. They split the series in the regular season. We beat them in our house in the first meeting, but when we went over there, they lost the second one. But it's going to come down to them too, and hopefully McNeese can win yet another conference tournament and get another AEW title belt in their trophy case with that beautiful Southland Conference Championship trophy. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and let's do some talk on McNeese baseball and softball real quick before we move any forward to what else in the 337. I know as of right now, McNeese baseball is 8-8. They just, after their win over LSU Alexandria, they went into conference play. They hosted Houston Christian. They've only won 1 out of 3. Houston Christian won this series. McNeese lost Friday 3-1. They took game 2 4-2 and lost game 3 12-4. And what's next for the Pokes? Well, 2 different rivals, both on the road. Wednesday night, they go to the Teague to play the Raging Cajuns, but it'll be an early start time, 3 p.m. on ESPN Plus. And then this weekend, they go to Lamar. They go to Beaumont to play the Battle of the Border on the Diamond, to play the Lamar Cardinals, 7:05 p.m. on Friday, 5:05 p.m. Saturday, 1:05 p.m. on Sunday. That's what we got for McNeese baseball. While McNeese softball has been on a roll, they're currently 19-7, and they have a 4-game win streak right now. They swept Lamar in the Ace Battle of the Border, 8-2 in game 1, 6-4 in game 2, and 8-0 in game 3 in just 5 innings. What's next for the Cowgirls? Well, they're going to be hitting the road for majority of the month. They go to Louisiana Tech Wednesday afternoon, and then they go up north to Natchitoches for a 3-game series with an in-state rival in Northwestern State, 6 p.m. on Friday, 1 p.m. on Saturday, 3 p.m. on Sunday. Jeremy says, good stuff, Big Hoss with the soft monkey mark, but no fucking much. Yeah, that's basically where I got that from. I mean, I've been called Marky Mark over the years, but hey, I like Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Good vibration. Used to be the shit back in the 90s, bro. But yeah, that's McNeese softball recap right there. Let's jump on the Raging Cajuns real quick. Baseball team. They're currently 12-4 right now. Let's see what they've had recently over the weekend. After beating LSU the other night, they went to Dallas and win the series, but don't win all 3 games. Not a sweep. They've won 2 out of 3. They won 6-5 on Friday, 11-6 on Saturday, but they dropped the final game in 7 innings, 12-1. The Cajuns, they're back at the Teague. Actually, back at the Teague for their next 5 games. They host UT Rio Grande Valley Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Wednesday, they host McNeese at 3. And then their next series, Sunbelt Series, they host South Alabama at the Teague. Friday the 13th at 6, Saturday at 2 p.m., and Sunday at 1 p.m. Oh, Jeremy's popping in the comments. Let's see. He said, the Red Wings 2-0 after 2 versus the Devils. Okay. I'm a Vegas guy. Let's see how Vegas is doing right now. They play the Oilers tonight at 8:30, but they lost. They lost to the Wild on Friday. Oh, and it's on ESPN. So by the time I'm done with this show, I'm gonna put the game on. I could stay up till midnight and finish Ted too. I'm gonna watch the game tonight. So they got the Oilers tonight, and he also said, "Thought I'd offer you YouTube support." I do appreciate it, Jeremy. Thank you so much. Yeah, and I talked about that at the start of the show. USA won Great Britain, and I say a prayer. I just mentioned it earlier that if USA advances to the quarterfinals, they play it in Houston, not Miami, not San Juan, and definitely not Tokyo. I regret not going to that game yesterday, and I pray if they move on to the quarters, it's at Daikin Park, and I'm going to go this time. I found some cheap tickets. Cheap tickets in the outfield or on the first base line. I found first base line tickets for $50. I think I'm going to sit on the first base line. And then finally, LSU Eunice. Wrong week. Okay, here we go. Now they're picking back where they left off. Despite Murray State, the only team in junior college to beat the Bengals. The Bengals are now on a, you could say, 5-game winning streak, even though they had a scrimmage in the middle of that. It's just a 5-game win streak. They hosted Southeast Arkansas College. They played a doubleheader on Friday. They won the first game 20-6, inning it in 5 innings. And then the second game, they won 12-9. But Saturday and Sunday, they finished it in 7. They won Saturday 11-0, and Sunday today they won 18-3. So the Bengals are 18-3 right now with a 5-game win streak. And they're finally going to play on the road, finally, for their next 2 games. They go to Galveston Tuesday to play the Whitecaps? 2 trips to Texas. And Thursday, they go to Lufkin to play Angelina College. Is that a Roadrunner? That looked like a Roadrunner. And then they're back at home for just a 2-game series with an in-state rival, Bossier Parish Community College, on Saturday. Well, actually, it's going to be a doubleheader on Saturday. That's what they got coming up. I need to go back to my alma mater and go watch some games. I might do something maybe for BRCC. I'm going to try. But the only problem is Friday, I'm going to TNA Sacrifice in New Orleans. Saturday, I got a kid's birthday party. And then Sunday, I might be able to make it Sunday, even though that's Palm Sunday and us KC members are doing steak dinners. I might work something out if I want to go watch them play BRCC. I'll think of something. All right, well, I don't know if I'm ready to take it to the 225 yet. But you know what? I'm going to jump the gun. I was going to save this for last, but I'm going to go ahead and get it out of the way before I got to say what I got to say about LSU. By the way, that segment I just did, I don't know why I didn't click it, but that was my little segment, baseball in Southwest Louisiana. I'm going to jump to NASCAR real quick. Let's talk about what just happened earlier. The Straight Talk Wireless 500 in Arizona. I don't know about y'all, but it was a bad day to be a tire in freaking Arizona. All the NASCAR, I've never seen so many cautions, flags waving. This time, not just because of wrecks, but freaking tires going bad. I know it was hot over there, but shit. But it wasn't a good day for me. I didn't win money. I thought Tyler Reddick probably would have won 4 in a row. Or I thought William Byron was finally going to get a win this season. But nope, I lost 2 damn bets on FanDuel. But the day belonged to Ryan Blaney, who actually started the race 5th and wins it in 1st. Christopher Bell was the runner-up while starting 12. Kyle Larson came in 3rd while starting 2nd. Stage 1, though, also went to Ryan Blaney with Christopher Bell as the runner-up, but Joey Logano in 3rd. Stage 2 went to Christopher Bell with Danny Hamlin as a runner-up and Joey Logano finishing 3rd in Stage 2. Let's see where William Byron started the race 9th, but ended 7th. Tyler Reddick started where he left off, started 8th and ended 8th. So that's what happened there. Well, next up, we got the Pennzoil 400 presented by Jiffy Lube. Vegas, are you ready? They coming to Vegas next. They going to keep it in the desert. That's what we got. That's all I got for NASCAR. And it ain't going to be long before I wrap this show up. Let's just get this frustration out of the way. Let's go to the 225 so I can let all my shit out in Tigerland. This is the 225 where I do my LSU talk, and this might be the first time ever I'm coming on this show to blow a full gasket on everything LSU. Let's start with baseball. You thought it was going to get any worse after that loss to UL? This is your final non-conference series before you go into SEC play. And you're just 2 innings away from losing a series to Sacramento State for the first time in a decade. You handled your business on Friday, 15-4. Yesterday, you got embarrassed courtesy of a fucking walk-off. They won 5-4. And now they're up 5-0 in the bottom of the 7th. What in the fuck is going on, Jay Johnson? This is not a good look for y'all before y'all go into SEC play with Vandy. And you want to make it even more scarier? They got Creighton Tuesday night at home. Creighton's got a good baseball team. I wouldn't be surprised they lose 3 in a row. They're currently 12-4. About to lose a series to a team that's 4-10, by the way. You're now about to your home record's about to be 9-4. Your away record's 0-1. You're undefeated at neutral site. What the fuck is going on, Jay? You're not playing like the defending champs. I ain't never been so embarrassed. And they got stupid motherfuckers on the internet saying, "Oh, this is the lane." Will the Lane Kiffin haters please shut the fuck up? This is for the Lane Kiffin haters, by the way.
It's a direction you can fuck.
That boy ain't did nothing to that baseball team. Let's see where they stand as of right now. This is before this game's over with. As of right now, for hitting, our team so far this season, 145 runs, 157 hits, 33 doubles, 3 triples, 27 home runs, 127 RBIs, 99 base on balls. Hit by pitch 26 times, struck out 111 times. Only 1 intentional walk. 8 grounded into double plays. 7 sacrifice flies and 4 sacrifice hits so far this season overall. While the pitching crew overall this season, They've allowed 107 hits, 73 runs, 64 errors, 59 base on balls, struck out 201 batters. They've allowed 19 doubles, 1 triple, 10 home runs, 20 wild pitches, no balks. They hit 22 batters, no intentional walks, 5 saves, and their ERA this season is 4.27. While the opponents they've played averages 8.81. They got to do better. That's my rant for baseball. Let's talk about softball real quick. Don't let the record fool you. Yeah, they're 17-7 overall. They're undefeated at home. They're 15-0. But you're starting off the SEC 0-3. You got swept by Tennessee, which, by the way, I haven't been keeping up with softball. Tennessee is the number 1 team in the country right now. They got shut out Friday night 5-0. They lost 11-6. Should have won today, but lost 8-5. They go on, let's see what's next. They go on the road. They go up to Thibodeau. They play Nichols Tuesday night. And then they got their first SEC series at home against Texas A&M. But it's a Saturday, Sunday, Monday matchup. All 3 games at 6 p.m. at night. All right, and let's get this shit over with. I got a bigger rant for this. Get the popcorn ready. And I mean get the popcorn ready to talk LSU basketball. Let's see. Jeremy also back in. I was hoping maybe one up here. He said, I'm getting a USA scuba jet. Fuck yes. He also said Trent McDuffie got paid by the Rams tonight for, wow, $124 million? $100 million, the highest paid cornerback? That's insane. I haven't really been talking about trades and whatnot. All I know is sorry we got David Montgomery. David Montgomery's gone to the Houston Texans, by the way. He's no longer with Detroit. And the Saints got rid of Alontae Taylor. That's all I remembered that happened. With the shit going on in the offseason. I know a lot of the Saints fans are not happy that Alontae Taylor's gone. But I'm gonna have to bring that up probably another time. But get the popcorn ready. This for real. This is the PMAX show. All right, this is the PMAX show where I'm talking LSU basketball. Jeremy also said, I'm not sad for Monty being gone. Good luck with our O-line. Yeah, we need to work on that too. You know what? Let's just get the man out of the way because I want to review this tournament because I got a long fucking rant for Kim Mulkey's Tigers. So I still don't get how this team is still playing in the freaking SEC tournament. They finally played their final game. Could have pulled an upset off, but they didn't. And we got a long history of blowing games in overtime with the Aggies. Let's not forget what happened in football, going into 7 overtimes, losing like 76-74. No, they go into triple overtime their senior night at the PMAC. They fall to Texas A&M in triple overtime, 94-91.
You bunch of losers! You're working with a professional here! Fucking guys, this fucking team, man, they fucking suck! I'm gonna hate fuck this shit out of you, ref!
That they don't know what the fuck they're doing. You understand that?
Max Crosby too. Yes, I did see that. That is insane. That's huge for Baltimore. He also said Garrett Bradley to the Bears for. Yep, I remember that too. Like that was like all the talks right there. But yeah, 94-91 lost a triple overtime to the Aggies. Max McKinnon at led in 20 points. Mike Nwako led in rebounds with 13, and Jalen Reese led in assists with 5. And now they're going to play in the SEC tournament. Their season's going to be over shortly by the end of the week. I got the SEC tournament bracket right here. It might look a little blurry, but I got it on my phone. I'm going to read out loud. So, and LSU's kicking it all off. So Wednesday morning, LSU's season will officially wrap up. They play number 9 Kentucky. 11:30 a.m. By the way, the SEC tournament will be throughout the SEC network until we get to the quarterfinals. A couple games on ESPN. Semifinals and finals will all take place on ESPN. So LSU will play Kentucky at 11:30 a.m. Tip it all off. Then we got Mississippi State and Auburn, Ole Miss and Texas, and South Carolina and Oklahoma, night 1. 5 through 8 with the first round buys. Missouri got the 8th seed. They will be waiting on Kentucky. And I'm saying that with straight face. Ain't no way LSU all of a sudden going to pull that shit off. He also said Joe Burrow may die behind the Bengals. Play Crosby, Garrett, and Watt 2-time. Look, on Joe Burrow's behalf, like, they need to get him out of fucking Cincinnati. He ain't going to win shit over there. Like, before we found our QB and Tyler Shuck, I said, man, why didn't we take Joe Burrow to the Saints? But if there's any NFL team out there that needs a QB, I suggest you pick up Joe Burrow and treat him right, because Cincinnati ain't doing shit for him. So Missouri's got Kentucky in the second round, because I'm already calling it. LSU ain't getting past the first round. Tennessee got the 5th seed. They will be playing the winner of Mississippi State and Auburn. Georgia got the 7th seed. They will play the winner of Ole Miss and Texas. And Texas A&M got the 6th seed. They will play the winner of South Carolina and Oklahoma. The defending national champs and the defending SEC champs, Florida, number 1 seed, first and second round bye, straight to the quarterfinals. They're going to kick off night 3. They'll be waiting on either the Wildcats or the Missouri Tigers. Followed by that, Vanderbilt got the 4th seed. They'll be waiting for either Mississippi State, Auburn, or Tennessee. Alabama, shockingly, got the 2 seed. They'll be waiting on either Ole Miss, Texas, or Georgia. And Arkansas got the number 3 seed. I thought they had the 2 seed. No, they dropped the 3. They'll be waiting on either South Carolina, Oklahoma, or Texas A&M. Semifinal games will be played on Saturday, March 14th, with the conference championship Sunday at noon on March 15th. So once that tournament's over with, that's when they're going to have the bracketology all ready and everything. Or it'll probably be a night thing. So whatever I had planned, it might get pushed back to later that evening, but I'll keep you posted. Usually by 5 p.m., they'll have that bracketology all done and everything. But who I got winning the SEC tournament, by the way? Oh, I got I think it's going to be Florida and Arkansas in the title game. But Florida's a lot. Florida's fucking good. So I'm going with the Gators to win the SEC. Speaking of that, let's get another Tiger team out of the way while we're here. Oh, man. Kim Mulkey. You had it. That's all I'm going to say. You handled your business in the quarterfinals. I'll give you that. You won 112-78 against Oklahoma. Good game. Y'all, that's the best game y'all played in the whole tournament. Malaysia Fulwiley, 22 points. Zakiya Johnson, 9 led in rebounds with 8. And Malaysia Fulwiley also led assists with 8 and 4 turnovers. Jada Richard, 13 points. Flau'jae Johnson, 21 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 turnovers. Y'all had that semifinal game won. You kept it competitive. And towards the end, you gave up. And now we have lost 19 in a row to fucking Dawn Staley and them Gamecocks. 83-77. Is there a voodoo curse on us? Is there a reason why they cannot beat Dawn Staley and the Gamecocks? Y'all had that shit won, and y'all fucking blew it at the end. We can have the most talented team in the state. You can get the best recruits all over the country, and you still can't fucking beat Dawn Staley. But Texas can beat them. Matter of fact, Texas won the SEC. A team that beat y'all's ass. Handled their business. They beat South Carolina twice this season. We got our ass kicked by South Carolina twice this season. This is why you thought having Alabama was a pain in our ass, especially in football over those years with Nick Saban. And still today, this ain't as bad as South Carolina's girls basketball shit. And it's not a fucking rivalry. I wish they would stop that shit. It could be worse. I'm so glad our football team ain't like this with Alabama. Right now we're on a 3-game losing streak, not 19. Hell, we beat Alabama in Brian Kelly's first year. Kept them out the playoffs. This is why LSU cannot have nice. Oh, they still get nice things, but they're not going to get another trophy anytime soon. I still think that 2023 season was just a one-hit wonder because they didn't have to worry about South Carolina. You know why? Because Caitlin Clark beat South Carolina in that Final Four. Oh, if we'd have got an all-SEC national championship in 23, I guarantee you we'd have lost that game too. As long as Dawn Staley is in Columbia, they're not winning shit. They're not going to win another SEC championship. They're not going to win another SEC tournament. They might not even win another Final Four if they make it that far again, unless South Carolina gets taken out. But they got other good teams, like UConn. I got UConn winning the Final Four for women's. And the bracket ain't even out yet. The way LSU playing right now, I don't even have them going to the Sweet 16. I wouldn't be shocked they get knocked out the first round. The way they've been playing. Now, I don't want Kim Mulkey going. I love Kim Mulkey. But God damn it, we need to fix this shit. I'm so sick and tired of losing to Dawn Staley and the shittiest college game day panel ever for women's basketball. Got to talk about, oh, this is the great. Y'all acting like this is Duke in North Carolina. This ain't shit. They got to do something. And I'm done with that talk. Matter of fact, I got New Orleans talk, and then I'm going to run down my conference champ predictions in the tournaments we got. Not every single one. So we're going to knock this out real quick. Jeremy also said they have your number with the seat. Yes. 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 And I'm sick of it. All right, let's go ahead and go to the 504. I got a quick Pels talk I want to do real quick. Then I'm going to make my predictions for conference tournament champs. Let's go. We are now in the 504, and we're about to take flight. Let's do a quick talk on the New Orleans Pelicans, which, by the way, they are less than 2 minutes left in their game with the Wizards, and they are up big, 133-114. They about to pick a dub at home. Let's see what they've had since last show. So, Thursday, they beat the Kings, 133-123. Hell yeah. Now, Friday, they should have won that game. They dropped against the Suns, 118-116. Wizards are booty cheeks. Yeah. Who's worse, the Wizards or the Kings? Because last I saw, the Kings were the worst team in the NBA. But hey, they handle their business with the Kings. Let's see who's some numbers in this game. Zion led in game with 23 points and 9 rebounds. Jeremiah Fears had 6 assists and 1 turnover. In their loss to the Suns, Trey Murphy led in that game with 22 points. Zion led in rebounds with 10. And DeJounte Murray led in assists with 5 assists and 3 turnovers. Zion had, how many points he had against? 19 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 turnovers. Herbert Jones had 14. Sadiq Bey had 19. Derek Queen only had 4 points. Well, they got about 1:40 left, but let's just see. I know I ain't going to have the full report yet, but let's just see where they sit right now in this one. It looks like Trey Murphy's leading in that game with 24 points. Sadiq Bey is leading in rebounds with 10. And Derek Queen is leading in assists with 5. And Zion has 20 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist currently right now in that game. Hey, they're in the 20-win column finally. I mean, they're 20-45. I know their season's going to be wrapping up next month. But hey, they're trying to finish strong. So, like I said, 20-46. Third to last in the Eastern Conference. Overall in the league, they're the sixth to last. So they're above the Jazz, the Wizards, the Nets, the Pacers, and the Kings. Kings are in last place. And the Pelicans are in last place in their division. I know that. Current team leaders, Trey Murphy's leading in points so far, averaging 21.9 points per game. Derek Queen still leading in rebounds and assists, averaging 7.1 rebounds per game and 3.9 assists per game. Herb Jones is averaging 1.6 steal per game, and Yves Missy is averaging 1.4 blocks per game. What's next for the Pels until next show? Wednesday night, they host the Raptors. Friday the 13th, they go to Houston to play the Rockets. So just 2 games till next show. And hopefully, I'm going to run down this. I'm going to kind of make a quick prediction here. I'm not going to run down every single conference because, trust me, there's way too many conferences in college basketball. I'm going to kind of focus on, like, the main ones that people pay attention to. So, like, I'll start with the ACC. Which we know Duke won the ACC. They're the number 1 seed. They're going to be a favorite to win that tournament. I'm going to get on X. I want to see if I can find a bracket. I want to see. I can't just... Coastal. I know they got to have a damn X. Like, every freaking conference has their own Twitter page. Ace, come on, man. I should have had this shit ready. I should have just took a screenshot of every freaking tournament I wanted to predict. I want to see a fucking bracket. If I could... oh, shit. I don't even know why. I know Duke got the number 1 seed in that bracket. But if by some miracle, if we can get a damn... If by some miracle we could get a North Carolina-Duke rematch... Probably won't unless it's in the semifinals. If this is where it stands, I'm going to assume North Carolina got the number 4 seed. Duke's got number 1. Virginia's 2. Miami's 3. I hope we get a North Carolina-Duke rematch. But Duke's probably going to win the tournament. Oh, man, I want to see stuff. God damn. But that's my prediction for the ACC. I'm going to go with let's hoping I'd have something here. I want to picture this shit. Is this it right here? Yep. Okay. I got a picture of it finally. And yeah, I was right. So, unfortunately, we won't have a Duke North Carolina finals. They can meet in the semifinals if they get that far. It's going to be tough. I don't usually pick Duke, but man, Duke's fucking good. Duke's the number one team in college basketball right now. I'm going to have to go. Duke, it's going to hurt picking Duke, but Duke, I got to have to be honest with me. Duke's going to win the fucking tournament. It'll probably going to be Duke and Virginia in the finals, and Duke's going to win over Virginia. Let's see what we got here. Let's see which one I want to do next. Let's look at the Big Ten. I want to see how this can go down. Michigan is the number one seed. I know that. 2 seeds Nebraska, 3 Michigan State, 4 Illinois. So that, which I got Michigan winning the Big Ten tournament. Who are they going to play in the finals? You know what? I want a Michigan State rematch. That one was fun to watch. Let them play again and let Michigan win 3 straight this season against the Spartans. So I got Michigan winning the Big Ten. You already heard my pick for the Big 12. I hope Houston wins it over Arizona. Let's talk about one of the greatest basketball conferences of all. Let's talk about the Big East right now. We all know it's going to come down to. I think it's going to come down to St. John's and UConn. I would love nothing more than St. John to pull it off, but man, UConn's tough. So give me UConn. UConn's 2 in the tournament. St. John's number 1. So I'm going to go with UConn over St. John's if I'm being real there, real talk. Let's look at Conference USA. Top 2's Liberty and Sam Houston. You know, I'll probably go with Liberty. Liberty will win that one. What's another? I already did the SEC. I already did the Sun. Let's look at the Sun Belt. I know they got a long ass tournament going on. The Sun Belt. The number 1 seed is Troy. Number 2 seed is Texas State. 3 Marshall. 4 USA. But watch out for teams like Arkansas State and Coastal. You know what? I'm gonna go with Texas State to win the Sun Belt. Texas State wins the Sun Belt. I'm gonna do Western Athletic Conference. I know they got a good host of teams there, but I know this ain't the same. What was the conference with Grand Canyon? Which, by the way, I'm gonna go with Utah Valley to win Western Athletic. Where is it? The West Coast Conference they're in? No, they're not in that conference either, but I already know who's going to win the West Coast Conference. It's going to be Gonzaga. Gonzaga's going to win over, I think it's going to come down to them and St. Mary's. I want to see, what conference is GCU in? That's what I want to see. I'm going to have to type them in. Look up. Oh, they're in the Mountain West. I think they could pull it off being a 4 seed. You know, you got number 1's Utah State, 2 San Diego State, 3 New Mexico, 4 GCU. Give me oh man. So they'll have to play Utah State in the semifinals. You know what? I'm going to go with GCU winning the Mountain West. I think they beat San Diego State. All right, I'm going to look at one more before I wrap this up. I want to see if this team right here can – I don't give a shit about this conference, but there's one team that's been making noise, and they're still the only undefeated team left in college basketball, and that is Miami, Ohio. Let's look at the MAC right now. Yeah, Miami, Ohio is still 31-0. They're going in as the number 1 seed in that tournament. They're 19th overall in the country. Jeremy said Wings are up 3-0 over the Devils with less than 3. Yeah, I'm about to put my hockey game in because this game's pissing me the fuck off. Bottom of the 8th, and we're down 6-1. Miami Owl? I thought they were the Red Hawks. But yeah, Miami, Ohio, I got them winning. I got them going into March Madness at least 34-0. They're probably going to get a first and second round bye, so they'll have to play 3 games. Who they're going to play in the title game against? I'm going to say Kent State. I think it'll be Kent State because they'll have to play Toledo in the semis. But Miami will be in it. If you win, that's only one positive rule when it comes to making it to March Madness. If you win your conference tournament, you automatically qualify. Now, if they lose the tournament, that's where people were questioning, I think if they lose the tournament, they're still going to get in. But I think they lock it in. They got to win that tournament. They dominated that team, that whole conference all season. But yeah, like I said, Miami, Ohio was 1. Kent State's 3. So, I mean, that's the only way they can play. They got to play Toledo in the semifinals if Toledo makes it far. The other 2 seed, I forgot who the other one was. I thought it was like Akron or some shit. I just hopped out of it. Yeah, Miami 1, Akron 2, Kent State 3, Toledo 4. So, yeah, Miami and Kent State in the tournament championship. Miami, Ohio goes in the only undefeated team in the tournament. And no, I don't do that NIT shit or CBI, not invited tournament or can't beat it tournament. I don't do that shit. I don't talk about it, nothing. I stay on the real shit that people care about. He said Akron and Toledo. That's your final prediction for the MAC? If it comes down to them two, I'd take Toledo over Akron. But that's going to wrap up tonight's show. This was fun. Next time y'all see me, a week from tonight. Jeremy, I think you should hop on. So far it's me and Dylan. So far, I think you should hop on. We're gonna review the bracket, and if you got the app, I'm gonna show y'all. Get this app, the ESPN Tournament Championship bracket. We're gonna fill it out together. We're gonna predict our whole bracket throughout the whole stream. He said, no, they are the other two that have an outside shot. But yeah, hey, but the door's open, man. If you want to hop on with Dylan and I next Sunday, anybody else in the DTTP family or in our Driving to the Huddle group, you want to hop in, door's going to be open. I'm going to put the link in the group chats. If anybody wants to hop in and fill their brackets out with me and Dylan, hopefully Jeremy pops in. Especially if Michigan wins the Big Ten, which they will. I want to see if Michigan will get a number 1 seed in one of those regions. They got to at least get one. Whether if they end up in the East region, Midwest, South, or West region, wherever they end up, I think they get a number 1 seed. If I had to pick 4 number 1 seeds to be real, I think Duke, Michigan, Arizona, and Houston will probably get a 2 seed. Maybe UConn. That'll be my 4 number 1 seeds right there. Michigan, Duke, UConn, and Arizona. That's my 4 number 1 seeds going into next week. I got Houston as a 2 seed. Midwest or East is my guess. Yeah, see. Same thing with Houston. I think Houston will probably end up, if they don't end up in the South bracket, they'll probably be like in the Midwest bracket. McNeese, last year they were in the East bracket. They'll probably head back east, or they might go west. Their first year, they went west. They had to go to Salt Lake City, and they lost to Gonzaga. But last year, they went in the East, pulled the upset against Clemson, and lost in the second round to Purdue. But if they'd have won that matchup, we'd have got Purdue and Houston in the Sweet 16. Then I really would have been freaking heartbroken. Don't forget, NFL legal tampering period is at midnight. Okay. I'm going to keep my eye on that. Thanks for the update on that. But other than that, my time is up. I got some hockey to watch. I got some Pokemon to play, some 2K26 showcase to finish. So I'm going to wrap this up. Thank y'all for tuning in. God bless. Peace, love. I'm out. God bless America. I'll see y'all on the 15th.